reptilians, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And I said to David, you know, you can't just focus on one thing. You got to like look at different things. And he said, Paula, what I really meant was that we have a reptilian brain. I said, but that's not what comes out.
Exactly. And he believes the royal family is reptilian.
I know. You know, but he's sold a lot of books, okay?
Yeah, he has. Helena's with us in Los Angeles. Go ahead, Helena.
Hi, Paula. We've been in contact via email, but it was quite some time ago, 10 years ago, and I asked you about the Italian contactee Eugenio Siracusa.
Yeah, Eugenio Siracusa, yes. He was our Adamski. He met the blonde-haired, blue-eyed, same people that Adamski met. The same message.
Right, like I've heard what went on with him is similar to Big Rock, Phantasmal. I met.
Well, I'm glad you brought this up because whatever happened in the 57 in Europe also. Thank you for showing that you did some research here. Did you meet him?
Yes. I was part of a metaphysical group in Paris in 1972, and he was making a tour of Europe. He was from Sicily, but he was talking to metaphysical groups, and it was like everything shifted after that day for myself and for the entire group. We morphed overnight into a UFO contactee group. He had books, not published books, but he had binders full of information. And then I believe you met the group. We morphed overnight into a UFO contactee group. He had books, not published books, but he had binders full of information. And then I believe you met Jean-Paul Appel in Ibiza. That group, that remnants of that group went from Paris to Tahiti and then to Ibiza.
Oh, yeah. So you're talking about the Voyager interdimensional that ended up in Polynesia, and
that was the group that Syracuse talked to in 1972.
Yeah,
I was there.
They invited me to do a conference on their catamaran in Ibiza and Mallorca, you know, or in the interdimensional that ended up in Polynesia, and
that was the group that Syracuse talked to in 1972.
Yeah,
I was there.
They invited me to do a conference on their catamaran in Ibiza and Mallorca, you know, or in the near Spain, and he invited. Well, that was a weird story. Someday I'll write about that. He invited me to do a lecture on Michael Wolff, and military people, and he was a contactee who they were all on boats. They were trying to spiritual work up in the Mediterranean, and they invited me to speak. Whoa, that was weird. I remember that. So you've been around.
She sure has, and she knows all about your career. It's fantastic. Paula, we're going to take a short break and come back and take final phone calls with you in just a moment on Coast to Coast AM. Paula Harris is our guest. We shall be back.
Feeling lost? Not by your radio? Grab your smartphone or computer and listen to iHeartRadio. Pick up the free iHeartRadio apps in the App Store or go to iHeartRadio.com.
George Norrie inviting you to join me weeknights starting at 10 for Coast to Coast AM, only on KSRO.
What are you doing this week's going on right now? And you'll know what's happening this weekend.
Sonoma County's FM News Talk, KSRO. Sonoma County's News Talk, KSRO. On FM at 103.5 in Santa Rosa and Windsor. And now at 96.9 in Petaluma.
The suspected gunman in the nation's latest mass shooting is in custody in Atlanta. Dion Patterson, accused of shooting 5 people Wednesday at a medical arts building, killing 1, but nowhere near the U.S. level of violence.
It's the guns that we're talking about. We live in a state and in a nation where people have easy and wide access to firearms that are used to kill other fellow Americans. We need immediate action that meets the urgency of this crisis.
For the 10th time, the Federal Reserve raised the cost of money, hiking its benchmark interest rate 0.25% as inflation remains stubbornly high. Ukraine denies it. The U.S. says there's no indication of it, but Russia accuses Ukraine of trying to assassinate Putin with a couple of drones that exploded near the Kremlin. Richard Cantu, ABC News.
You're listening to KSRO with Marconi Award-winning Sonoma County's Morning News. We've got the local news covered. Stay informed throughout the day. News, traffic, weather, and the best talk radio is on KSRO. Listen from your phone anytime. Download the KSRO app from the App Store now.
At Floraterra, Sonoma County's destination dispensary, it's clone time.
Spring has sprung. Plant your garden now. Carefully propagated healthy clones are hand-picked from their nursery.
Strains include lemon cherry, gelato, jealousy, runts, and kush mint. Go to floraterraca.com for info on how to care for your clones.
Now 3 locations in Santa Rosa, Coffee Park, downtown on 4th, and the newest at the corner of Mission and Highway 12.
Open 9 to 9 Monday through Saturday and 9 to 8 on Sundays. floraterraca.com.
I studied Spanish in college and never got fluent. But then I tried Babbel.
Want the most effective way to learn another language? In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons will have you learning another language in as little as 3 weeks.
Babbel gets you speaking quickly about things you actually talk about in the real world.
University studies have shown that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a semester of college Spanish. If you want to learn a new language, there's no better way than Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try Babbel for free. That's BABBEL.com.
The sky's the limit. Saturday evening, May 6th, some of the youngest performing musicians in the county will be at the Phoenix Theater in Petaluma to raise funds for the Robert Ferguson Observatory at Sugarloaf Ridge State Park. 15-year-old singer-songwriter MJ Ward and the Social Construct, Spirit, and Gnome Riot will entertain with original music. Proceeds from the concert and silent auction of truly stellar items benefit the RFO Observatory. For an out-of-this-world live music and charity auction event, go online to thephoenixtheater.com.
Find yourself in financial freedom. Listen to The Dave Ramsey Show. Weekday afternoons, 1 to 3 p.m. KSRO.
I'm KSRO's Jeff Woodworth with Sonoma County's most accurate, most dependable forecast. Following a fairly wet afternoon, we can look to more clouds and up to a 40% chance of scattered showers to leave us with overnight lows in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, cloudy skies and just under a 20% chance of more showers should give us daytime highs in the mid-50s to the low 60s. There is around a 50% chance of more rain returning Saturday morning. Depend on weather every 30 minutes on FM News Talk 103.5 and 96.9 KSRO.
KSRO.
Not a stupid cat.
Anyone who ever dreamed could look at me and know I dream of you, knowing I love you so. Anyone who ever would take me in his arms and something to do could really ever hold and hurt me like you hurt me and be so untrue. What am I to do?
To talk to George Norrie, call the Wildcard line at 818-501-4109. The first-time caller line is 818-501-4721. To talk toll-free from east of the Rockies, call 800-825-5033. From west of the Rockies toll-free, call 800-618-8255. To reach George via Skype, use Skype name George97313. Send George a text message anytime at 818-298-6521.